Hi, can you introduce yourself and what is your the Alliance about?
Sure, my name is Philip DesAutels. I'm the director of the AllSeen Alliance. The AllSeen Alliance is a membership organization trying to help us all have a world where billions and billions of things all work together to make our lives better.
So what kind of use case you could have using AllJoyn?
It is whatever your use case is. You want to use the things around you to solve the problems you have, to make your life better, to make your life easier. And I can't make those up. You have to make them up. You have to tell me what you want to do. Do you want to make it more fun for your kids to brush their teeth? Do you want to know when the oven's on so you don't forget and let something burn? Those are all types of things that you do. Do you want to know if there's a leak under your dishwasher, or did you leave your garage door open? Those are all parts of the story of AllJoyn, but it doesn't tell you what the use cases are. You make the use cases up yourself. You're the bricoleur. You're the inventor.
And how do you differentiate from a platform such as Nest Weave or Apple HomeKit?
So, the difference between what this community is doing, what Nest Weave, and it's really Google Weave, right, or Apple HomeKit, those are one company's vision of what the future is. This is 200 companies' vision of what the future is, and more, because we're open source. If you have an idea, you want to make it better, come on in. We're an open source community. There isn't one company saying how it should be. It's everybody coming together to say how it will be.
So can AllJoyn be used today in the market? Is there an app or?
AllJoyn is in the market. There are 250 million AllJoyn enabled devices in market today. There are both apps and products, and that means you can create the experiences you want. Some of those products are very specific, some of those products are very general, and the great part is that they all work together out of the box. Go to the store, buy the products, make them work.
And is there a speech trigger? Like Alexa, available on AllJoyn?
There is, in a way, if you will, right? Windows 10 is AllJoyn enabled. Windows 10 has Cortana, which is awesome, and so through Windows 10, you have the ability to then create speech-triggered applications on top of AllJoyn.
Okay. So you said it can work in a local network. Do you need a specific device to make AllJoyn work on your local network?
No, that's the magic here. Right? The choice of specific device, specific protocol, those are all engineering choices, right? I as a consumer, you as a consumer, we don't care about that. We buy a device, we turn it on, we get it on our network, we want it to work. That's what happens when you have a phone, that's what happens when you have a computer, that's what happens when you have a TV. That's what happens with AllJoyn. AllJoyn devices live on your local network, they talk to each other and they work together to communicate and interact. So there is no special device, no special hub needed, because AllJoyn devices are Wi-Fi, Ethernet, they're your local network protocols that you already have.
And can you tell us more about LG SmartThing Hub? Like it's AllJoyn enabled hub. Like, what do you think about this kind of product?
I think this is great. We live in a world, and you're here at CES, right? We live in a world where there are lots of legacy devices, lots of proprietary devices still in the market. We're not to an open world where we all support a common protocol so that we all work together. The LG Hub makes it possible to take legacy Z-Wave, legacy Zigbee devices, and other proprietary devices and integrate them together into this open environment of AllJoyn so that you can create scenarios that you want. LG did a nice job on that hub of taking the old and the new and bringing it together so that users don't have to think, will this work, maybe this will work, I don't know. They just put them together on that LG Hub, and the LG Hub lets the users then have the experience that the LG Hub wants.
So today, can you make can you set up rules with several triggers and several actions, or is it still limited at some point?
No, so it depends on whose product you have. You mentioned the LG Hub, Technicolor has Eyes, Eye Control has Piper, Lowe's has Iris. These are all AllJoyn enabled platforms that bring together devices to deliver different user experiences. Some of those have very complex engines because the users are complex and want to set up complex triggers and rules. Some of those appear very simple on the outside because the users who are going to use them don't understand or have the ability to set up those rules. They want somebody else to give them the use cases, to deliver the use cases for them. So if I want security, I might not be able to think of how to set up the security system and the rules. Lowe's Iris delivers great security for me today. I don't have to think about it. Other platforms have a lot more complexity enabled in them.
And could AllJoyn be compatible with SmartThings or Wink in the future, or even with Apple HomeKit or Nest Weave?
Absolutely. We're an open platform. We're compatible today. We have bridges, we would call them, right? We have bridges to N-Ocean, to ULE, to Zigbee, to Z-Wave, to BACnet, to EchoNet. We've had the members, the community that's here, have built open source bridges that connect all of those other, proprietary systems into AllJoyn so that they all look like AllJoyn devices at the end of the day. So there's no reason that HomeKit, Weave, insert any other new platform that you want, works with Nest, can't work with AllJoyn. That's a matter of choice. What bridges do you want to build and how do you integrate them in?
And I think one of the main challenge with AllJoyn is to make the brand known to the average Joe, the consumer market. How are you going to make it happen?
That's absolutely the right question. And we're doing it through the retailers, through the channel. So we're working with great retailers like Euronics in Europe or Lowe's in the United States so that they are, our budget as an open source foundation is tiny. Euronics, Lowe's, all of these big retailers, they're out working with customers and consumers every day, and they're the ones that are going to tell the story of why AllJoyn's important. Buy AllJoyn because any AllJoyn-enabled device will work with our system, and that's how we're going to pull consumers in, is through the retail channel. And that's the only way it's going to work. A big brand can't do it alone because then it just sounds like a big brand selling you big brand things. It has to be, this is why all of these things work together, and that has to come through the people who talk to the consumers.
And isn't it hard to make big brands agree on same specification?
You'd think so, but I'm going to ask the camera to point up here to all these logos up here on the wall if you can. If you look at all those logos up on the wall, you see a lot of competitors up there. There's 200 companies, a lot of companies that fight tooth and nail over product in the market. But we're an open source community. They don't fight here, they come together because there's no competition on the protocol for connected devices. It's a dumb place to fight. You come and have that protocol so that your products can work together, so that you can compete on how good your products are, not on what protocol you use, because that's not a reasonable place to fight.
And anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'd add that, as a consumer, demand openness in your products. Don't be locked into one brand, one product, one company, because you want choice. And as a company building products, think about how the future is going to be. You're not going to dictate to the consumer what they're going to do with your product. The consumer is going to invent new uses for your product that you've never thought of. So make your product as open and as extensible as possible so that consumers will love what you're delivering for them.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, so this is a demonstration of different products in our home kitchen that speak AllJoyn. So I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies. And to make chocolate chip cookies, my recipe is already in my iPad. And the oven speaks AllJoyn, so it knows automatically what temperature and how long to bake my cookies. So once I press start, the oven's going to communicate with some other household appliances over here that you'll see. So I press start on the oven. We have a notification that pops up on the TV saying the cooking has started. There's music that plays over the speaker, and our light over here turns red to signify danger, the oven is hot. Don't touch. And then once our cookies are done baking, you'll get another notification on the same devices. So the light will turn back to white, our speaker will play a sound, and the TV will notify you that the cookies are done when they're done cooking, and the oven will shut off.